Hi, this is a Lone Collection. Today I am going to tell the sketch of an Indonesian comedy drama film called Too Handsome to Handle. So, let's begin. The family of Mas has been good looking for several generations. They are cherished by many because of their beauty. Even they can earn a lot of money with the help of their beauty. The father, Packer, used to be a heartbreaker who dated more than 1,200 girls before he finds his wife. Meanwhile, the mother can also be considered attractive because of her masculine features and a distinct mustache. The eldest son is called Okus, and he is an internet influencer. He has millions of followers because of his looks and he is considered a love guru who helps men to find their crushes. Lastly, the central character, Kulin, is the youngest son and the most beautiful of them all. The life of the family is living a normal life as people with good looks. Except for Kulin, who struggles to live normally because of his handsomeness. He often wishes he was only delicately attractive, that way, he could go out without being chased. But whenever he goes out, every girl goes crazy, passes out, pulls their hair, and often gets nosebleeds on getting a look at his charming face. He avoids going out in public as much as possible and has been homeschooled till now. As a result, he has never had natural interaction with a girl. Even Kulin has no friends he can talk to, other than his pet fish. He usually plays cards with it and talks to it out loud. His family watches him through a camera in worry. They want him to have a normal teenage life and try their best to help him. His brother Okus frequently shows him pictures of girls. However, Kulin says that his type in girls is someone who doesn't like him. He wants to be seen for his personality and passion, not his face. When nothing works to motivate Kulin to go out, they plan to fake their financial problems and disgrace him into going to a school. One night when Kulin wakes up to drink water, his parents assume to be worried about their financial problem. They seriously inform that they will only eat scrambled eggs for breakfast until they earn enough money for Kulin's homeschooling. He feels depressing to be causing his parents so much trouble. The next morning, he announced that he will be going to school for the upcoming semester. The family is delighted until he mentions that he will only go to an all-boys school. Although they are planning him to be able to talk to girls, they are happy to take one step at a time. A few days later is Kulin's first day at an actual school. Okus drops him off on his bike, but Kulin doesn't take his helmet off. He plans to wear it the entire day to hide his handsome face. However, the plan fails when the helmet captures more attention than he was planning to. Kulin quietly sits down in the last seat but is called out by the class bully Sidi and his teammate. When the teacher enters the classroom, he too is surprised to see a guy with a helmet. She urges him to take it off right that fast. Although afraid, Kulin has no way but to oblige. He slowly takes the helmet off in a dramatic way, revealing his face. In the following scene, the teacher is being loaded into an ambulance. It turns out that she started to nosebleed and hyperventilate because of Kulin's beauty. The other kids complain to the principal that the new student is too handsome to handle. Kulin runs through the hallway to go back home but is slipped by one of the bullies. They bring him to the school's storeroom and introduce themselves like they are Power Rangers. The Tig Attack is a group of 3 bullies led by Sidi, the principal's son. After the introduction, they affirm that they need Kulin's help to ask a girl out for a dance. The group has been in the senior year of school for the past 3 years. They refuse to graduate until Sidi goes to the dance with the most beautiful girl of the BBM school, Amanda. However, she only accepts requests from attractive men, so the group wants Kulin to give the proposal. They appoint an innocent guy, Kibo, to help Kulin and lead the way. Kibo has also been a victim of their misbehavior in the past and is obliged to do what the bullies say. Afterward, Kulin goes to the principal's office with Kibo to make an official complaint about bullying in school. Kibo knows what the outcome will be but he still follows Kulin. The principal is confused by his son refusing to graduate. Since Kulin's beauty gives him a chance to take Amanda to the dance, the principal wants them to do whatever the bullies say. That evening, Kulin and Kibo decide to complete the task and get rid of the burden. Kibo is the first person who has shown kindness to Kulin, irrelevant to his beauty. Although the day didn't go as prepared, he is happy to have gained a friend. The next day, they go to the BBM school where the girls smell the presence of the boys. They are strict about not allowing ugly boys to enter the school campus. Hence, when they notice Kulin wearing a helmet, the entire school asks him to take it off. In a critical scene, Kulin takes the helmet off and commotion arises among the girls. Only a few hours later, the news makes it to the television. Clips of girls crying, bleeding through their noses, getting possessed, and jumping around are being shared all around social media. Kulin starts being known as the too handsome to handle guy. The fiery student of the BBM school and model named Amanda also hears the news and is directly affected by Kulin. He is the first guy who matches in beauty and status with her. She instantly makes it her mission to impress him. When the news becomes huge, a crowd of girls gathers in front of the Moss residence. The family starts charging them money for a house tour. Kulin, who is hiding in the streets, sees his family on the news. He feels betrayed and used by his people. When they call him, he refuses to come home and feels even heartbroken when his pet fish is mishandled and killed by the visitors. When he is on the roof of a building hiding from the freak chasing him in the streets. Suddenly, a girl appears behind him and examines if he is going to jump off the roof. Kulin looks at her in shock because she doesn't bleed from her nose or pass out on seeing him. When he wants to introduce himself, the girl refuses to talk and simply walks away. Kulin is so nervous that he can hardly speak. The meeting with that girl makes his day a lot better. A while later, he calls Kibo, who picks him up and invites him to his home. He and his grandmother welcome Kulin to stay for as long as he wants. On walking into Kibo's room, he sees two rare collectible playing cards and is stunned by them. They realize that they share several common interests and playing card collection is one of them. The following day, they visit the all-girls school to look for the girl from yesterday. While they are at it, they also meet Amanda and give her the files of the proposal sent by CD. Amanda pretends to be unimpressed by Kulin's beauty, but after he leaves, her nose bleeds lavishly. Kulin sees his crush on the stairs, but the other girls have surrounding him and do not even allow him to meet her. For the next few days, Kibo and Kulin do everything together and become best friends. One afternoon, Kibo takes Kulin to play futsal where he frequently goes to meet his crush called Rear. After the match, Kulin notices the girl from the roof working at a shop nearby. He cannot help but stare at her. Just then, Kibo arrives and introduces Rear to him. Kulin identifies that she is also Kibo's crush who he was talking about earlier. The two seem to be pretty close, which makes Kulin jealous. He can hardly fall asleep that night because the feeling is new and confusing to him. Then, he remembers his brother Okus, a love guru, and fixes a meeting with him. When they meet the following morning, Okus breaks down crying tears of happiness, because he is waiting for this day. Kulin has forgiven his family for selling him out to his fans, because if that had not happened, he would have never met Rare. They both went shopping while Okus lists out the points of things Kulin should do to impress his crush. As Kulin follows Okus's idea, he extracts he is far from knowing Rare like Kibo knows her. But he still doesn't want to give up on his first love. One afternoon, Amanda comes to the boys' school and hands Kulin an invitation for her birthday. Besides, she also gives him a phone as a gift. Later that day, Kibo, Kulin, and Rear go to karaoke. Eventually, Rear and Kulin get to sing together. While Kulin is delighted to duet with her, Rear only focuses on Kibo. He soon registers that she also likes Kibo. The discovery makes his heart break down in jealousy, so, when Kibo is not around, he openly asks her if she has a crush on him. Initially, Rear denies it, but when Kulin lies about Kibo being in love with Amanda, her face drops. Her expression is enough to confirm his uncertainty. After returning home, Kulin calls Amanda and asks her for a favor. She happily agrees to do anything he says. The next day, several people gather at the venue to celebrate her birthday. When Kulin and Kibo arrive, Amanda welcomes them. Surprisingly, she seems to be more interested in Kibo than in Kulin. She even pulls him aside to talk to him in private. At the same time, Rear arrives at the party and sees Amanda kissing Kibo. Heartbroken, she runs outside. Taking advantage of the situation, Kulin confesses his feelings for her. Rear thanks him but claims that she never saw him as someone more than a friend. The group of bullies also see Amanda kissing Kibo and are angry with jealousy. They beat Kibo up for it while Kulin watches from nearby, but he was too scared to interfere. Later, he brings Kibo home and dresses his wounds alongside his grandmother. Only after seeing his grip in pain, does Kulin realize that he has made a huge mistake. The next day, Kibo gives him a legendary card from his card collection that Kulin had been wanting for a long time. Guilt-ridden, Kulin confesses to everything wrong he has done till now. Hearing that, Kibo is shocked and hurt by the betrayal. He claims that he would have left Rear if he knew Kulin liked her too. Hearing this, Kulin hurt even more. At last, Kibo orders him to get out of the house immediately. Knowing that he has done wrong things, Kulin simply leaves. Kulin finally returns home. After a month he is arriving his family. Seeing this, his family is overjoyed, but the same cannot be said for Kulin. He locks himself in his room and doesn't talk to anyone. But most of all, he misses his best friend. At home, Kulin's mother is worried about his well-being. She approaches him one night and gives him his pet fish that never died. She also tells him that he can go back to being homeschooled if that is what he wishes, knowing that his family only wants his happiness and is ready to do anything for it. Touched, Kulin's heart realizes that he has people in his life who are praised for his success. This motivates him to make things right between him and Kibo. The next morning, he runs to Rear and tells her everything. Following that, he goes to Kibo and tries to apologize. Although Kibo rejects him at first, when asked about Rear, he starts to describe how much he loves her. Kulin shows him that Rear was listening to him on the phone the entire time. That way, he heals their relationship and goes back to being both their friend. A few days later, they all go to prom together. Kibo's date is Rear while Kulin's date is Amanda. As expected, Kulin and Amanda win the title of prom king and queen. Kulin hears a girl that he is only mildly handsome and is instantly drawn to her, indicating the start of a new relationship. Here ends the film. Thanks for watching.